Unless it's raining, but then that.
Hello, Connie Canoe. Haven't seen you for a while.
Hey, Connie.
Kelly, does your wife like that wooden shoe for the baby?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she. Oh, we're live.
Oh, thank you, Lee.
Hello, everyone. Hey, our numbers are increasing a little bit. Good job.
Oh, look at this.
Glad to see people in person. Anyway, I'd like to, we're going to do things a little bit different on the agendas tonight. We're going to start out with parks and playgrounds. What I'd like to do is call to order the Parks and Playgrounds Committee meeting for May the 3rd, 2021. If I could get a roll call, Mr. Fetty.
Sure can. Board member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Board member Justin Noppert.
Yes, sir.
Board member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
We've got board member Lenny Fryman that's not here this evening. We got board member Brett Bondurant. We got city attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
And we got president Kelly Milan.
Here.
And myself.
Okay. Any announcements for this meeting, guys? I don't have any for this particular meeting.
Did you get an updated timeline for the finishing Arch Street?
Yes. Are you saying?
I was going to mention the same thing. Down here this weekend, I had probably a dozen people.
Yeah, we think we're going to be, we'll get it by the Memorial Day timeline.
We will.
Yeah. Mario's working with the turf people right now. Concrete should be done, we think, this week, providing weather helps us out. They got just a couple of small items to do on the playground itself. We may not have the exterior fence painted by then, but that's something that can be done while we open the park. So it's really looking good over there.
Looking great.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I know there's somebody approached me at the community picnic and said my son or my grandson, whenever we go by over there, he wants to. He says, "When's that going to be done, Papa?" And well, you know. So he asked, and I said, "Well, we're shooting for Memorial Day, so that's still a good date." So, all right, good question though. Any other announcements? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business. Mayor Milan, pergola swing. What I'm asking for tonight is just the ability to go out for bid on the pergola swing project up on the levee. As you know, it'll be 3 different areas up there. We're going out for bid on a project to put 2 swings at each area and a project that would put 3 swings at each area, and just to compare costs and let you guys decide. So I'm just asking for permission to go out for bid. Any questions on that?
Are the specifications, my eyes are aging. But when I was looking through the specs, it's pretty difficult to read in regards to finishes on it. I mean, we have a black rendering. Is this unfinished stained wood, or are we cedar, redwood, or painted? What are
I guess I cannot answer that at this point, Justin. What we were going to do, though, I know that they were thinking about there might be once they're going to make sure that the specs are the same for everybody to bid on, and then we can decide on if we want to value engineer anything or upgrade anything. So that would be the time we can obviously add to that.
Okay. Yeah, so I just want to make sure in case
Yep,
there was
not a problem.
a little bit.
We'll have that ability.
Sure.
Yep.
Thank you.
Anything else? Any other questions?
Nope.
If not, I'll entertain a motion to allow us to go out for bid on the pergola swing project.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Jenny Felix, Community Center Assistant recommendation.
Thank you, Mayor. In your packets, you'll see an employment contract for the new position of the Community Center Assistant at the Community Center for Christine Craig. And what I'm asking the Parks Board of is to make a favorable recommendation to the Board of Works.
Okay. Any questions, guys?
You just note, there was one change between what was in the original packets. It's,
Pertaining to the
section
hours.
5, part A, should be 40 hours, not 49.
Yeah, I
That's
think we
been
all got it
corrected.
updated.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make sure everybody had a copy.
And thanks to Jenny and Kelly
Yes.
Brookbank for getting you guys new copies. That was clutch.
Very good.
Okay. Any other questions?
How many applicants did you have total, Jenny?
We had 27 applicants, and Richard and I interviewed 7 out of the 27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just, again, shows you how many people are applying for these jobs, are good jobs, and the process that we've seen in the, just being a part in the past year and a half, the most recent past has been pretty impressive, and we've had some really quality people that have come out of that, so,
It's working.
yeah, it's working.
One thing I would ask, just for the record, that is considered salary, correct? Not
Yes.
hourly?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a salaried position.
I thought so, yeah. Thank
They
you.
just break it down weekly because that's the way the salary
Okay.
ordinance is.
Okay. Any other questions? I entertain the recommendation for community center assistant and the employment contract for Christine Craig to move forward to Board of Works with a favorable. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
I don't want to sound biased, but I'm on the Board of Works, I'll second it.
Okay, that's okay.
Let's
All
hope
those in
Mr. Lawton
favor?
would do that.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, I have no other new business for parks. And I have no old business tonight for parks. I do want to say this, I want to commend, we got a new foreman recently with the retirement of Mr. Toby Pope after all the great years he'd given us. Roger Houston, and he and his 2 caretakers, I think, have done a really nice job thus far. You know, this time of year, grass seems to grow a lot quicker, and without summer help yet, they're been able to keep up, and I appreciate that, and they know how I look at that stuff. So, but I just wanted to make that announcement to everybody.
They've been busy. I talked to Mr. Houston
Yeah.
days ago. It's
They're
been
busy.
Yeah.
Any other old business? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next meeting I'd like to call to order is the City of Lawrenceburg Board of Works meeting for May the 3rd, 2021. I'd get a roll call, Mr. Fetty?
Board Member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Board Member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
City Attorney Dale Wilton.
Here.
President Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, Ms. Jenny Felix,
Do you?
Community Center Assistant.
Can we go with
And-
announcements by chance, or board?
Oh, yeah, we better do that, but what am I doing every
Fine.
meeting?
But
Every
all I
meeting I
can
do
say is, wow,
up here.
I know.
what a weekend this city had.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what?
Community- With the community picnic,
Yeah,
and we had the races Saturday night,
yeah.
antique market, and that car show.
Man.
Was that a car show? I would just.
Everybody's
like to-
calling it that car show,
That
Logan.
is.
I mean,
car show.
the car show.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
No,
But we went to the antique market Sunday morning,
Mhm.
and it was packed. It just amazed me. I think people are ready to finally get out.
how many thousands of people you think were down here yesterday, Logan?
927 cars, so,
So there was over 927 people.
right, so you have to figure each one of those had at least one other person with them. So, and then I'd say roughly 7 or 8,000.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
At least.
This is the first time I remember walking up and down the streets. You almost, you were forced to stop. You couldn't walk a pace of continuous steps because there was just so many people. And congratulations to you
Yes.
and your team. I know it's a big undertaking to get all those volunteers too. And you did a tremendous job once again. Thank you. And we appreciate the partnership with you.
Absolutely.
So 927 was the official count. You haven't gotten the total revenue yet?
There's for sure $35,000 raised. I have a few things that I have to pay out, but I think it's going to be in between 37 and 38,000.
That's great.
Wow.
Good for you. And you were shooting for 30?
Yep, 30 was my goal.
It was sort of the perfect storm yesterday. You know, you had no other car shows have been happening, right? So everybody wanted to get out, and then the weather was just phenomenal, and it held off the rain. I think about 4:45 yesterday afternoon. So I think it just all worked out well, and I know it was a busy day for you. It's been a busy few months for you, but thank you.
Mayor, along with that, I would like to thank all the employees of the city that
Oh.
helped out on those 2 days. Fantastic job.
Yeah, I sent
Greatly appreciate it.
each of those foremen and stuff. I sent them a note last night thanking and tell them to thank their staff.
Yes.
And yeah, you know that's the one thing. You know, I always try to make sure we make an announcement at the different events if we can. That people don't understand that these things don't go on by accident. You know, there's a lot of work, a lot of planning, a lot of activity that goes on beforehand, and our folks here at the city, whether it's the city workers, the staff, and the promoters or whatever, all spend a lot of time on that. And Mike Abden keeps a lot of that stuff together for us as well, and he's done a tremendous job. So, no, good point, Tommy. Good point.
One more minute, sorry.
Yes.
May I?
Yeah, sure.
Car show was awesome, obviously, I ran into you a couple times down there.
Yep.
ALS is a large problem, right, we all have a heavy heart.
Yep.
When sporting it, but most of those people come because of the event that you built there. I'd be dang proud of that, man.
Yep,
'Cause
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It was awesome.
I am. And thank you to you guys, which I'll come up at the end of the meeting and give a little bit more of a recap and thank you guys, but it went really well. I don't think it could have asked for any better turnout.
We're gonna have to start parking cars in the parking garage.
Yeah, we'll have to figure something out.
The wife and I parked at the high school
Wow.
and walked over.
Did you really?
Yeah, we didn't even want to try to attempt to come downtown. And it was,
I don't know where he
it
was
was
parked.
busy over there as well, parking.
You know,
It's great.
I think I told Rodney Quicksall, I said, hey, if you need any more room, start parking them on the trail. We were about there.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, the community center assistant recommendation, wait, I gotta do approval of minutes of the previous meeting.
There you go.
Thanks, Tommy.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Quit laughing, Mr. Gailey.
Oh, we're still Board of Works.
Okay, now, how about new business? You okay with that? All right, Jenny Felix, you can stay seated. I think we just heard your recommendation. So, this is coming to us on Board of Works as a recommendation from the Parks Playground Committee or group. Community Center Assistant recommendation and employment contract for Christine Craig. You guys got any questions regarding that?
I have none, Mayor.
No. Then I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved, Mayor.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Jenny and Richard, for your due diligence in getting that person hired and all the time put into the interviews. Okay, next thing, Jenny, you can't come to the podium for this if you want. Yeah. St. Elizabeth and Tri-Health contracts?
Yes, thank you. In your packets, you'll see two hospital service agreements. One is for St. Elizabeth and one is for Tri-Health. As you know, we've had some changes with the employee medical insurance, which is now a two-tier plan. So tier one includes St. Elizabeth and then also Tri-Health to be able to provide the employees a little bit more better of a benefit under that category. In exchange, St. Elizabeth and Tri-Health have agreed to provide the city a little bit of a discounted rate. I did bring Mike Kramer and Christina Meyer with Pinnacle Advisory Group if you have any questions about the document. they're here to answer any of those, but
Where
I'd
does-
like to
Where does
request
children's fall under this?
children's
Are we approving that?
contract for children.
No, Children's is a separate contract, and it's actually held by MedBend. These are direct because of
Okay.
reference-based.
Okay.
Children's is not.
Okay, all right. So we don't need to approve the children's one, it's just,
Just those two.
it's through the MedBen, offering. Okay, got it. Okay, thanks. Okay, go ahead, Jenny.
I would just like to ask the board for their approval for us to sign the agreement with St. Elizabeth and Tri-Health.
Okay, do you want them separated, or you do them all, both at,
We can do them together, if that's okay.
any questions about that?
I have none, it's a little bit out of my wheelhouse. I read it.
I was gonna say, I read it a
Like,
couple
whew,
times.
I'm not
Like,
a lawyer.
Well, they've been.
That's why I
they
invited
were-
them to come.
I got a question. What's the main, I mean, we've never done these contracts before,
Correct.
but it's just because it's the tier thing this year, is that the difference?
Yeah, exactly.
The difference is that we normally contract with PPO organizations, and so if you engage with them, you're really just buying those discounts for whatever they're charging at the time. And the way a PPO contract works is it's just a discounted fee for service. The problem with it is they get to determine what the fee for service is. So it's, hey, I have a 20% discount, but it's of what? And they can keep determining the of what. So, and we already do this on pharmacy as well. So in reference-based contracts, we worked with St. E's, and they allowed us to work with Tri-Health as well. We have contracts, and what it references is Medicare, so that's a fixed rate, and then we go a percentage off of that. We have the lowest discount in this area with St. E's at 218%. That's on all these chamber groups, not just the city of Lawrenceburg. So kind of back to the, it's a contract. But everybody's getting that exact same contract. It's not as though they're singling the city out. And so we're taking advantage of those contracts that we have with them. And it's about 20% less than what even the carriers get in this area based on how that's set up. Does that help you?
Yeah, so it kind of protects us then, kind of.
It protects us in a couple ways. One is we're taking advantage of the lowest rate they offer here because we steer to them. And the other carriers don't steer to them. So they get the higher rate that's on that sheet. But when we steer to them, we actually do it incentive-wise, so we're not penalizing the employees for doing that. So, and we do the exact same thing with Tri-Health. And so we're taking advantage of getting a contract that we really control the pricing now. And then in addition to that, we get one that we believe is the most competitive in the area. And so our whole mission when we all get together and try keep holding, the lid on this is that we want to try do things to control the cost, that we're really not doing takeaways from the employees to do that.
And that's why, so your first question is, you're seeing these documents because this is a significant change rather than just a renewal every year. So we want you guys to be involved so that you can pass that transparency on to your constituents. And like Mike said, I mean, there's two benefits here. The one benefit is that in our recent union negotiations, we were able to structure something that didn't take anything away from the employees in terms of their health benefits, but because we're self-funded, these discounts that Mike's talking about, those are the discounts that we count on to lower the amount that we're paying out. So to be good stewards of our public resources, to be transparent and be engaged in the process, to have Mike and Jenny working on both sides of those, and then obviously to provide just top-notch, excellent healthcare coverage to our employees. That's what this accomplishes. It is much different than what we've seen before, but it's kind of our ongoing mission to maximize the services to the employees, but also make sure that we get the most savings we possibly can. We were really happy that we were able accomplish both those things at the same time.
Any other questions? Okay. Can I get a motion then to approve the St. E and Tri-Health contracts?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it, Mayor.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike, Christina.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, the next item, we found out that we'd already approved this back in December of 2020, so no need to act on that tonight. Mr. Clark, new ambulance and monitor purchases.
Thanks, Mayor. Okay, I'm here tonight because I believe that our squad needs to buy a new ambulance. I've talked to Mr. Ouellette a couple occasions and the mayor. We need to replace Squad 432. It's our oldest one in our fleet. It's going to be 10 years old with 56,000 miles on it, and so that's grandpa age for a life squad. Also, our engine lights on all the time. The back doors have come open frequently, not with the patient inside, but
Thank goodness.
windowsills are
It
leaking.
will when I'm in there.
So I'm here to ask your permission to go out and get some bids for a new truck.
And the thing is the lead time is extensive. This is it's going to be in his 2022 budget.
Correct.
Yep.
We through the capital planning that we're doing right now with the department heads, we had talked about this when we met with Rick, and quite honestly, I mean, now is the time he has to go out and start getting the bids for it, simply because of the amount of lead time there is for the piece of equipment. So I think then what you're asking for is just the authority to go out and get bids on the ambulance
Yeah,
that you're
for,
needing.
to develop a spec sheet and then
Yes.
take bids from
Right.
Yep.
3 companies or so.
So
What-
will we be putting that in the form of a bid just to let him go for bids on that?
Yeah,
And then make a separate one for the
For the
monitored purchasing?
yeah.
Your Honor, I
go
think
ahead.
we can address the monitor issue with a budget meeting.
Okay, so no need tonight?
Yeah, I think we can just focus on
Okay.
the new ambulance, if that's.
Okay.
Rick, what's the time frame on there? I mean, once you get those bids, does it, I mean, when do you have to make a decision? I mean, is it
Well-
sometime this year, right?
The earlier the better. I was told that if we made a decision tonight, which I know is impossible, that we would expect a new ambulance in January or February. So, this month or next month, we'll
It's
put
a 9-month lead time.
early
Yeah.
next year if we acted soon.
Okay.
And you feel comfortable limping 432 along?
Yes.
Because you do have 2 other units, 431 and 430,
Right.
correct?
We're okay.
Okay.
I wouldn't let any safety issues. And we have grounded it a couple times, and our garage does a phenomenal job getting us back on the road. But it's time, I believe, to start looking.
And he has this, he'll have this money in his NR
Yes,
fund over
yes.
there that will be used for the budget for next year.
Questions?
Any questions? Any additional
I have
questions?
none.
for Rick?
No.
Okay. Then I'd entertain a motion to allow Director Clark to come up with a spec sheet and go for bids on a new ambulance for 2022.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
Rick.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Weldon, I had a question before, I didn't get to talk to you before the meeting, but
Yes, sir.
the inspector resolution really should be under council, correct? Resolutions?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll move that to the council.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's where it should be.
Okay, the other thing though is what we will act upon here is, we had sent out RFPs, or notice for RFPs for motorcycle track. They were due in by 1 o'clock today, and we had 1 response. And what I'd like to do is be able to, we can take it under advisement, make sure it met all the criteria. And then we'll probably have to have a special meeting to get it approved because time is of the essence. They need to, so we may even try to schedule that this week if we can for a quick meeting. We will get you guys a copy of we just got it, so I didn't want to give them out until the time was up. So I will get you guys both a copy of this tomorrow.
All right.
And then maybe on, what's tomorrow, Tuesday? Thursday, we could schedule a quick meeting if you guys are available and discuss and vote or whatever, yea or nay. That work for you guys?
That'll work for me.
Yep. Okay,
You can PDF me mine.
okay. Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I don't need the paper.
yeah. Okay, we do it that
Yes,
way?
sir, yeah, of course.
Guys work for you? Okay.
Need
we'll
a
get-
motion for that, Mayor?
No, I don't. What I'd like to do is, we'll vote on it the next meeting. I just wanted to make you guys
Good.
aware, we got one response. And we will make sure it's got everything and get you a copy tomorrow. So,
Good. Thank you.
okay, any other new business for Board of Works? I have none, and I have no old business for Board of Works.
I have none.
Okay, if not, then I'd entertain a motion to approve the claims for this meeting.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it, Mayor.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'll need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Thank you. Okay, I'd like to call to order the City of Lawrenceburg Council meeting for May 3rd, 2021. If we all could rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And before we get started, I'd like to read this Title VI memo we have to read before every meeting or during a meeting. This is to ensure us to keep getting our federal funds for this initiative. And what it says is, as a recipient of federal funds and in support of Lawrenceburg's efforts to ensure non-discrimination and equal access to all citizens, the city gathers statistical data regarding participant in city activities. Therefore, we have provided a voluntary Title VI public involvement survey at this meeting. You are not required to complete this survey. However, the form is anonymous and will be used solely for the purpose of monitoring our compliance with Title VI and ADA. And the survey is in the back corner back there if anyone would like to fill one out. Okay. Can I get a roll call, Mr. Fetty?
Yes, Councilperson Tony Abbott.
Here.
Councilperson Justin Noppert.
Sir?
Councilperson Tommy Roulette.
Present.
We got Councilperson Lenny Fryman not with us this evening. We got Councilperson Brett Bondurant.
Yes, sir.
City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
Mayor Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay. All right, announcements, board reports, streets, alleys, and curbs. Tony Abbott?
I've got a couple things I'll bring up.
All right.
Speed bumps. I know you always want to hear about them. We have one on Canoe Alley. We were supposed to put the blacktop down. We were going to wait till the blacktop factory's opened. I guess they're open now because they were
Yeah.
pouring in front of the firehouse. So
Yeah.
I want to remind us to get that done.
I'll remind Mario. Yes.
And there's another spot that we were going to do is behind Seymour's house and Fox Drive, that alley there. Neighbors over there are complaining. We'd like to have a speed bump.
Fox Drive.
The
Yeah.
alley that you go into Fox and you turn off the alley, go back
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah.
Fox House.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good little thoroughfare. They probably do whiz through it pretty good.
I guess it's young kids living there can like to speed around that alley, so.
Fox Drive Alley and Canoe Alley.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll remind him. I know that they had to leave that job over at Short Street.
I wish they'd
Do
paint it
something.
because I've hit that thing a few times. You don't know it's
Well,
there.
you shouldn't be driving that fast.
You don't even have to drive fast. You don't have to drive fast. You gotta stop to go over it. Good.
I have to.
You got me, didn't
I
you?
have to, no, but I have to. I've hit it and, yeah, you're right. Okay,
Alright,
yeah,
one
I'll
other-
remind him tomorrow about those.
One other thing I'd like to bring up too is,
Yep.
we've talked about this before, streetlights being out.
Yeah,
They're being out forever. I've got 3 of them that's been out for a while.
okay. Have you,
I'm gonna go
Gone
get
to
some
Mr.
yellow
Kennett?
tape. I'm gonna get some yellow tape. I'm gonna start marking them myself, because we've asked the police department, or, there's a job of the electric department. One guy was supposed to come in early and look at those.
Yep.
Well, he said they've been out for a while, so
Okay.
I'm gonna get some yellow tape myself and start marking them.
Well, I've had that over in my district too, and I've talked to Mario, and they were done the next day. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty fast, so,
guys, this needs to get done by, Bill Kennett.
okay.
If you guys notice them, you're getting calls, please notify Bill. Billy.
Okay.
Sure, perfect.
Yeah, and that's what I'll remind him again tomorrow as well.
Maybe he could supply the caution tape.
There you go.
Well, but no, I agree with you, and there's no reason for them to stay.
Well, it's something that, I kind of forget about doing. I see it all
I hear
out
you.
tonight, and then the next day you forget about it, calling, and I thought, man,
No,
I'll have some tape, and I'm gonna start putting it on there.
This is all before midnight, correct? Because nothing
Oh,
good happens
absolutely.
after midnight.
Absolutely. Not before 11. That's curfew.
I hear you. No, I'll remind Billy tomorrow as well.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Finance, Brett Bondurant? Okay, Parks and Playgrounds, Mr. Noppert?
Nothing new, Your Honor.
Okay, Fire Department, Tom Roulette?
Nothing to report, Mayor.
You seen, Chief Tremaine's, report in the
Yes, I did, sir.
email? Everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I got a couple things that I just want to bring to people's attention and council. We had talked about a dock project potentially.
Yes.
Just so you know that I just late this afternoon received the feasibility study quote, and I will get that in your package for next meeting for discussion and for a vote. And also, I'm getting those renderings from the initial riverfront development, what it was going to possibly look like at some point years from now. So we're getting you copies of those too. So I didn't want you to.
What year are those renderings from? Just curious.
2000 and probably 18.
Gonna
Oh,
say
18,
around
okay.
18.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought,
Pretty sig-
I didn't know we had any of that current. I
Yeah.
thought the Hyatt Palm had done some rendering.
No. This was a pretty current one. We'll get
Cool.
those out to you guys. Some great news that the state approved their budget. And a lot of you may have heard this already, but part of that budget is $500 million has been set aside for a collaborative grant program called the READY Grant. Now, we just got the press release today. Still not a lot of details. They're going to start having some town hall meetings with elected officials and things like that to attend to get our questions answered. But just what it entails is when they say collaborative, they want you to look at projects that can incorporate either a multi-county, say us, Ohio County, or us or Franklin County, or multi-city, okay? We are actively putting together a list of different projects that might fit for that, and then who would be involved in those as far as which counties or cities. There is a match component to it. I believe it's, don't quote me on this, I may have this backwards.
1 to 5?
60%, 60% will be initiated by the state, and 40% by the collaborative group that is going to be a part of that. What they're going to, initially it looks like they're going to do is divide the state up into 10 regions, and will obviously be part of a region. That doesn't mean the whole region is, but each region will have like $50 million to apply for these grants out of. So pretty significant amount. This is something that's never been done, right? But we all know they're printing money in DC. I don't know. But the nice thing is the money is coming from the feds and it's trickling down to the state, and then the state is bringing it down to municipalities and county and such, and I know that we
I was gonna
got
say.
a couple of superintendents out back here, and they get all kinds of money, you know.
I've seen the dollar amount.
Yeah. So anyway, but this is a really good, you know, what they're saying, that they want it to be used for quality of life, okay? Or quality of place, however you want to put it. And then also for how you can attract more people to Indiana, whether it be businesses and tourists or whatever. So it's got a pretty broad spectrum, but we're gonna have an opportunity. We've identified maybe 6 different projects that we could maybe go after, and they'll all come out of different pots of money, okay? So even if, you know, we'll do our due diligence, we'll apply for as many as we can, and, you know, if we get one, it's better than what we had. So that's the way we're looking at that. We'll know more as it comes, and I'll keep sharing information with everybody as we get information on it, but it was very positive. It's very positive news, so that's
Great.
that's a good thing. That's all the announcements I have for tonight. Anyone else got anything to add?
That was a good announcement. I like
Thank you. All right. It's been a positive weekend.
Yes, it
I mean,
has.
we're just trying.
Yes, it has.
We're trying to continue it into this week. Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business. Mr. Gailey, I see Mr. Gailey, Mr. Lowe's back there. Thank you for coming, but school funding? You want to come up and, or do you want us to read all this? Oh, you can approach anytime you want.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council members. Also, we have Mr. Lowe's. Also want to recognize
Oh.
some Dearborn. Mr. Burris is here representing some in
Okay.
Dearborn. So
Sorry about that.
we want to be here just to say thank you to council and the city for your continued support of the school corporations. So we greatly appreciate the assistance to be able to assist us with different curricular programs and other programs that we have going on within our corporation. So.
Yeah, your generosity has been outstanding and obviously allowed us to do a lot of things with our students and a wide array of programs. So I know for us, we utilize a lot of the funds to assist with students with special needs, and then also to assist with the funding with our partnership at the Career Center.
Sure.
So again, can't thank you enough, and certainly appreciate anything in the future, and very excited about the possibility of utilizing these funds to advance learning at South Dearborn. So.
Good.
Just to chime in on that, we're very thankful for your contribution. We're reducing book bills and things like that that really meet the families at the level of when kids are enrolling. So very appreciative from us. Thank you.
No problem. I think I can speak for council, and I'll let them speak on their behalf, but as well, or individually, but we're glad we can do it.
Yes.
I mean, as everybody knows, we took a pretty big hit last year with the COVID and the casino being shut down for a period of months, but we were able to make that up in the budget, and I'm happy to say that these guys, you know, we figured it out how we could still make everybody whole on our budget. So we're glad we could do it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Questions you have for the schools? We're also excited. All 3 school corporations have been in-person options since the entire school year. So we're excited as a county that all 3 corporations have been able to offer in-person schooling from August, and we're getting ready to end here this month.
Quick year. May have been long for you, but it seemed quick for us. I would just encourage your teachers and staff to keep going over and gamble. No. You know, we got to generate that revenue. So, but no, thank you. Thanks,
Yes,
guys.
thank you very much.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thanks.
I do. Mayor, can I make one?
Okay.
Just kind of, I know you guys are doing a lot of thanks and recognition, but a Lawrenceburg graduate being able to put on that show this weekend. So kind of as our motto is, we're taking our students as they come in as learners to become leaders and and leaving a legacy, and that's what he's doing, so.
He only would go
fits right
to a
into the-
school that I could support. Oh, well, no,
So I
I'm just
also
kidding.
want to congratulate him on the event, too.
You bet.
Thank you.
You bet. All right. Okay, next item, I believe we had given Mr. Clark the ability to go forward with developing a spec sheet and bid documents to go out, or go out for bid on the new ambulance. So I would like to get city council to make a motion on that.
Did we need a motion for the approval of that, or I know it was already budgeted in for the school systems?
No,
Okay.
no. That was just a thank you.
Okay.
They just wanted to thank you.
And
So
part-
I was-
Yeah, you guys approved it when you
I
approved the
remember,
budget.
in the budget.
And
Yeah.
part of, it's in the claims too, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, they wanted their money.
Well,
Imagine that,
I still
right?
have one check. I see one person hanging around, so
Uh-oh.
I understand why.
Oh, so no, I thought maybe you just wanted to hear more about what we're doing.
He's the only one that knew to not leave without a check. Sorry, guys.
Oh, well. But yeah, Justin, both ways we were able,
Yes.
it's already approved, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so could I just get a motion to allow Director Clark to develop the spec sheet and go out for bids for the ambulance? Second?
Second, Mayor.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the next thing is, Mr. Dell is the interlocal, or resolution of the city of Lawrenceburg regarding building code standards.
Thank you, Your Honor. If it pleases the Common Council for the City of Lawrenceburg, you have in your packets for review, and this was actually amended too, and I'll cover the change when we get to it. But this is a resolution, joint resolution between the City of Lawrenceburg and Dearborn County. So you'll see a signing sheet for U.S. City Council, but then on the back you'll see signing sheet for the Board of Commissioners for Dearborn County. What this does is it takes our building inspection and building certification process and takes that away because Mr. Carl Fryman is retiring. So that takes that away from us on a local level and then moves that to the county we're the only unit that had that locally. I know Greendale is considering maybe taking on a local building inspector, but we were the only ones that did it locally. So the county's been doing this for a long time. In fact, Mr. Fryman came from the county. We have Billy Shelton at the county who's going to do an excellent job. He's been great throughout this whole process. So we feel like we're going to be served very, very well. We're not going to lose anything by doing this. We're still going to have the highest standards, the highest quality for our residential and commercial building structures. They'll be inspected and certified, and no building will open without a certificate of occupancy and full compliance with all applicable codes and statutes. What you'll see in this particular resolution that we'll approve if it pleases the council and also the county will, is to transfer that authority. We will, and we already have before us, basically extinguishing or getting rid of the interlocal that we had with Carl Fryman doing some inspections for Greendale, and so he would be completely done. The county would pick this up, and we would transfer the balance of the account, which that is, I believe, different. We wanted to have that be accurate, so the county checked that as of today. So that is 46,151.12.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the new number.
And the difference of that right there is with the Fisher Homes up there on top of the hill, last week we just received a check for like $2,500 for the permits on that, and so that's the difference.
And almost all of that is Fisher Homes, so this
Well,
is not a
it's
normal
The biggest
account
part of that is
Flaherty.
Flaherty Collins.
Flaherty
Collins,
Collins, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
So this
Biggest
isn't, it isn't normal for us to carry this
No.
much in permitting fees. So that's another thing. We're not losing any tremendous revenue by transferring this, but because the county's gonna carry on the inspection for the Flaherty and Collins project, it's fair that we transfer to them the permit fees that they've paid so far. So that would be 46,151.12. That's the change. And then what's the resolution number, Mr. Petty?
I've got resolution number 2. Last week we never really got through that resolution, so this will be.
Okay.
this will be number 2 right
Two.
here.
Okay, good.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Any questions? You done?
Yes, sir.
Any questions, guys?
Yeah,
I'm-
Mayor.
I met with Bill and, before to talk about all this, and he was very, on board, if I can say it that way, but I think he's also spoken with the commissioners. And, yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Yeah, I've spoken with the commissioners and council. We're very excited about doing this. I think I'm gonna be able to add, well, I know I'm gonna add a part-time, building inspector position to help cover this. I think I'm gonna be able to add hopefully another full-time secretary, get that back in the office, and we'll just keep growing, I hope. And I know there's some big projects coming, like Sonorama's coming. I think you were talking about another remodel coming, like the condos or something down here?
Fairhaven.
Fairhaven?
Fairhaven.
Fairhaven.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fairhaven
So we're
West.
really looking forward to working with you guys and doing that. And if you need anything from me, I just want to make sure everybody has my cell phone and email. I'm available 24/7. I truly am. So if you just give me a holler, and I'll take care of whatever you need. If you see anything that I am doing wrong or upset with, get with me ASAP, and I will nip it in the bud. I guarantee it. So.
Tony likes to call me about 2:30 a.m.
I'll answer. So just let you know.
Yeah.
Whatever you need. So.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
I've worked with the county for 20 years now in business and just with multiple projects, and they've just been really attentive, and it's not like any question of whether we're gonna get it done quickly, and, I mean, and they're in our backyard right here
Yeah.
too, so
Yes.
they don't have to travel too far.
I'm really looking forward to the Whiskey City apartments because it's like I see it from my office every day. So I'm gonna,
Yeah.
all the time I've talked to Carl, he's going to take me around and introduce me to all the project managers now and make the transition nice and smooth. So.
Good.
All yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we want to thank Carl. I mean, he's done
Yes.
a good solid for a number of years, and I hope he finds enough to do in retirement.
Oh, I think he will.
Yeah, I do too.
Drive Amy nuts.
Yeah, poor Amy. Okay, any other questions, guys? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution number 2-2021, which is a resolution of the city of Lawrenceburg regarding building codes and standards with the Dearborn County.
So moved, Mayor.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. Thank you.
And just to be clear, we're authorizing Mr. Fetty to release those funds immediately with the signing of this resolution.
Yes.
So, just so it's in the minutes.
Fine. Okay. So Bill's, he's waiting around for a check too?
I'll take it. I'll let you know. Okay.
Okay. Mark could went out of his personal account today.
No, not me.
Yeah. Okay, I don't have any other new business for council, nor any old business. Anybody else?
I'm none.
If not, I'll entertain comments from the audience. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll up there, Ryan.
He's been itching to get up.
I am too, man. I just,
Yeah, it's
I just
exciting.
want
all.
up here, thank you all again for the continued support. This is what year 4 for the city support. And I can't say enough how great the city employees were to work with, both in Civil City, the police department, fire department. Mike Abden was a huge help. I just want to throw a big plug out because, I mean, there were a few times I text him at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And anytime I messaged someone from the city, they were on it like that. And yesterday I was panicking, running out of room, and they were walking around trying to get extra space. But yeah, a few statistics. So like I said, $35,000 for sure will be raised, but should be more than that. 927 cars, and I haven't gone. I want to go through the numbers when I have time, but if I'm guessing, probably 50% of those drove over 50 miles.
Wow.
Or furthest traveled was from Simsbury, Connecticut. One car club on the east side of Cincinnati brought, I think, 43 cars altogether. I think there were about 15 car clubs that participated. Scary thing is, which we'll take it, they all commented how they plan on bringing more cars with them next year.
That's a good problem to have.
Trail's looking better and better.
And this goes to you guys. I've had probably 300 texts and emails throughout the past 24 hours. People commenting how beautiful the downtown is, how there's plenty to do, how they love, just enjoying the community. And I went to a few of the businesses today. They said that they had the busiest day they've ever had. So I think it was, if this is a definition of what a community event is, you guys backed it. Over 100 businesses within the tri-state donated in some way, shape, or form. And then a few things. I hope you guys will possibly consider the street speakers that are on Walnut and High. When the apartments are done, possibly consider extending those down that way. One, it would help me, but if you guys have other events downtown, and then possibly maybe consider adding a few in the community center parking lot. Which, I'm being a little selfish, but maybe you guys could have other
That one you
events.
might be.
Yeah, so, but maybe you guys would consider having other events downtown, but overall, I just want to thank you all again and hope you'll consider doing the same support with the $5,000 sponsorship and letting it come back downtown May 1st next year, so.
Yeah, great.
Just wanna thank you guys
Absolutely.
again.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Logan. Awesome job, Logan.
Yeah, I talked to Steve Ashcraft after the show. He had a car in the show, and he was giddy. It was like he just came back from Disneyland. And he was like, he had a smile on his face. People were just loving it.
I spoke to a couple different people, I spoke to more than that, but a couple out-of-towners yesterday that I ran up on, and they actually said it was their first time here. Somebody was telling me they spoke to one couple that said they were from Knoxville, and they heard about the car show last week. They just came up to see the car show.
Yep.
But they said what they found, they never knew we existed, but they're going to come back and spend a little time.
I've had nothing but positive feedback. Everyone has told me, which I don't know statistically, that this is the biggest show within Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Illinois, outside of Pumpkin Run, which they give away a car at their show.
Hey, maybe talk to Hag Ford. See if we
Yeah,
can get one
maybe.
for us.
Is that the 10-year plan, maybe?
That's
Give
right.
away
Never know.
Here.
Heck yeah.
I would like to. I graduate in the next year, so I want to make this a weekend event where maybe Saturday night we have something sort of like Music on the River style. Cars can come and go as they please. Do like a spaghetti dinner, something simple, and have a few bands. But we'll plan that out in the future. But I would like to consider making this like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday ordeal here in the near future.
So, Logan, I got a question. So how do you decide where to put all those cars? Is it just kind of the time they get here, they just kind of line up, or you got to put groups together, or is it
There's
just?
some legit. It's more or less where they come, but so usually about, which this year is less, but usually about a third of your cars pre-register. So I give them the closer parking. So I try to get a rough count of all the spots and then just flow them from there.
Yeah, it's just impressive to see them all eventually get in.
But we had 70 volunteers and probably 45 of those were high school and college age students. So, that shows that a lot of the younger generation is participating and giving back. And that really appeals to a lot of the car show people because, a lot of them are elderly people and a lot of them love seeing the young involvement as well.
Carrying it on.
Yep.
Yep.
So it was a really, really good turnout, and I can't thank you guys enough.
Keep dreaming big.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very
I think
impressive.
All the volunteers, all the car, that comes back, starts at your character, man.
I appreciate
We're
it.
happy to have you here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, it really kicks off the summer.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's unbelievable.
We had, the
Whole weekend.
community picnic on Saturday
Yes.
and then this on Sunday.
I will say, I think between the community picnic, everything else going on downtown, I would say that this is the biggest crowd that Lawrenceburg's ever had in one weekend, honestly.
Yeah.
And I think that goes to the community and all your guys' support.
Better than Brett Michaels.
Yeah. Or Dwight Oakham. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, thank you, Logan. Anybody else?
Do you have a temperature gauge we could check Gene?
Huh?
Could we check
Oh.
Gene?
I feel pretty good.
Oh, she's gonna come up with something.
I know it.
She's going out to the car show too.
If you really wanna hear something, that speed bump in front of Proof 124, our car drags on it.
Yeah. Oh.
So you're saying we have too many speed bumps?
Yeah, there's too many speed bumps, that's my comment. And we were barely, and we were not going fast, we were barely moving, and we drug on it.
Alternate route, I guess, eh?
Well, if you go over the same spot day after day, you'll drag a little groove through it. You don't have to worry about it no more.
Yeah, or your muffler.
Or if you turn around, go around,
Won't hit
go
anything.
backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Tony will be out there to help you pick your muffler up.
It was a great weekend.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
Thank you for the free burgers on Saturday.
They were good.
They were excellent.
First responders did a bang-up job
did.
grilling. They
Chris,
sure did.
Chris sounded great, the new base.
Yeah. It's good. It was a good weekend.
Yeah, I know we talk about
Appreciate
speed bumps. We all have opinions whether we like them or we don't like them, but with the amount of people that are running through stop signs, I mean, it's good to be able to try to slow people down. I mean, it's especially when we're getting large events and there's people going across. We have a new park opening up, the kids running around.
Yep.
I mean, they're pain in the butt. Speed bumps are, but to slow the traffic down, I can't tell you.
There's a height mechanism to those. I don't know how they figure that, but they're all supposed to be the same.
Yeah, there's certain height and length.
Yeah.
There's speed bumps, speed humps, and speed tables.
Yep.
Tony knows all about them. After the meeting, you can quiz him on them. Yeah.
And Mr. Fryman, yes, they do. They're on it.
Okay. Any other comments from the audience? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I would like to say one other thing, and I won't get into any detail, but just keep the Fryman family in your
Yes, thank
thoughts
you.
and your prayers. Please do that. So, okay. Thank you, everybody. Be safe going home.